We welcome you to our module Morbid Obesity, HCC 22 from MRA Tips. This module has been developed specifically for MRA reviewers as a refresher on diagnosis criteria, documentation, and coding of morbid obesity. At the end of this module, the learner will be able to describe morbid obesity and its cause, explain body mass index, discuss the criteria for the documentation of morbid obesity, identify the ICD-10 codes that fall under morbid obesity, review the example of the assessment and plan for the disease. Morbid obesity is classified as a body disorder that involves an excessive amount of body fat. We use a scale called body mass index or BMI to determine obesity. Body mass index is a scale which determines if a person is within a healthy weight range. It is calculated by dividing the body weight, in kilograms, by height, in meters squared. A normal person's BMI ranges between 20 to 25. An individual is considered morbidly obese if he or she is 100 pounds over his/her ideal body weight, has a BMI of 40 or more, or 35 or more with obesity-related health conditions, such as high blood pressure or diabetes. When the BMI is below 18.5, the person is considered as underweight. When the BMI ranges between 18.5 to 24.9, the person is considered to be normal. When the BMI ranges between 25.0 to 29.9, the person is called overweight. When the BMI is between 30.0 to 34.9, the person is classified as stage 1 obese. When the BMI is between 35.0 to 39.9, the person is classified as stage 2 obese. And finally, when the BMI range is above 40, the person is classified as extremely obese. However, it is important to note that BMI is not the perfect measurement for calculating body weight. According to the CDC, morbid obesity affects about 78 million Americans, making them more susceptible to other illnesses such as diabetes, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, gallstones, osteoarthritis, heart disease, and cancer. Furthermore, CDC also estimates that 17% of all children in the United States are obese. Although there may be some genetic factors involved in the development of obesity, the most common cause remains the same: excess calories. When a person takes in more calories than he or she burns through exercise and normal daily activities, the body stores these excess calories as fat, which results in obesity. Inactivity, unhealthy diet, and bad lifestyle are the leading cause of obesity. Regular exercise and a healthy diet plan are the keys to the overall health of a person. The criteria for the diagnosis of morbid obesity involves the measurement of body mass index. The documented BMI should either be greater than or equal to 40, or it should be between 35 to 39.9 and include documented comorbidities such as coronary artery disease, other atherosclerotic disease, diabetes mellitus, sleep apnea, or other obesity-associated diseases linked to the existing condition. However, the BMI is not the only criteria needed to support morbid obesity. Physiologic and functional issues caused by the BMI must be documented. Document other high-risk factors: hypertension, smoking, high-density lipoproteins, prediabetes mellitus, family history of cardiovascular disease, clearly linked together in the final statement or HPI. Document if the overweight is interfering with the patient's daily living activities: bathing, dressing, toileting, transferring, continence, eating. Let us look at the ICD-10 codes associated with morbid obesity. For morbid, severe, obesity due to excess calories, the ICD-10 code is E66.01 and the HCC is 22. For a body mass index of an adult, with various values depicted as 20, the ICD code starts from Z6820. When the BMI is between 40 and 70, the ICD codes range from Z68.41 to Z68.45 and the HCC value is 22. The assessment and plan should address the diagnosis and include 2 support indicators. A coder cannot state the diagnosis based upon the BMI. Let's see an example of a progress note for morbid obesity. Patient name: Rodney Tucker. Date of service: September 13, 2019. Date of birth: August 28, 1964. Assessment and plan: Morbid obesity, E66.01. Stable. Weight up 7 pounds from last month. Advised weight reduction to help manage medical issues. Patient morbidly obese with a BMI equals 37.2 kilograms per square meter causing pre-diabetic hyperglycemia. Excess body fat interfering with standing and bending. The goal for this month is to decrease risk factors such as high blood cholesterol and hypertension. Decrease calorie intake to 1800 calories per day. Reduction of portion sizes. Adequate water intake. Follow up in 2 months. We have reached the end of our short refresher course on morbid obesity. We gave you a short introduction to the disease, reviewed the criteria for the documentation of obesity, identified the specific codes and HCC category pertaining to it, and finally discussed the assessment and plan for the diagnosis of morbid obesity. Thank you for joining us.